Yeah. So first of all, I'll let you know why, how the essays happen during the interviews, right? Uh, for the people who are aspiring for NIBM, guys, the essays will be happening to you in terms of extempore, right? Uh, uh, and the people who are getting for WELINKAR, you'll be getting the time to write down 400 words essay. It's going to be normal essay. Screen timer will be on, and you have to write your own essay. So I'll tell you the things. There are two videos. One I made one video in the cycle one. I'll share that video to you. Watch that video. And second video regarding this, I'm gonna share today, right? So whenever you are asked regarding essay, whatever topic that is given to you, right? If it is abstract topics or it is a personalized topic, understand the personality, understand the main characters, right? Let's say if the topic that is given to you regarding your attribute, right? Tell me an instance where you showed leadership, right? Understand yourself first of all. Second thing is talk about your achievements. Let's say you have lead a team from front, you have helped the organization in terms of reducing the profit or increasing profit and reducing cost, right? Then you can also be asked regarding your career aspiration. In the cycle one, there was one topic which are related to Wellinger. The topic so is how your career is very important as a manager, right? So you in that topic you have to understand about yourself and you have to talk about yourself and how you can become better version of yourself in the 5 to 10 years down the line, right? Then you can also talk about your MBA journey while talking about your future goals, right? Talk about how you lead a team. There are different formats of leadership. Can anyone tell me what are the formats of leadership which are present in the industry, right? Utkarsh, Ayush, Jason, can anyone tell me formats of leadership?
Transformational collaborative.
Yes. Yeah. See, I'll tell you some types of leadership which are very important. First one is autocratic. Autocratic kind of leadership, which you know, person has lot of uh, power, right? It means this is kind of leadership where it is a direct opposite of democratic leadership, right? So where leader, let's say I'll give a basic example of it. North Korea, right? What happens in North Korea? Leader takes all the decision on behalf of team, right? Without taking input from the people who are surrounding with him. So, in autocratic leadership, talk about how you hold the authority, how you take the responsibility, right? And in this autocratic leadership, the leader has absolute power and he's acting as a dictator, right? So he doesn't take any information from the employees who are present there or the people who are surrounding there, right? And let's say I'm an autocratic leader. If I made that decision, so everyone who are following me or who are under me, how to understand me, how to support my decision, right? So this is kind of a autocratic leadership, right? Then there's another type of leadership that India follow, which is democratic leadership, right? Where let's say I'm a leader, I make my decision, right? But to make that decision, I take input from all the people who are present there. It's a kind of a combination of collaboration plus consultation leadership. I collaborate with the people who are present there, as well as I consult with the people who are much smarter than me, as well as I take inputs from the people who are surrounding with me, right? And in democratic leadership, India is a democratic country. It means that each person has equal power, equal opportunity to contribute towards the nation, right? But in democratic leadership, the leader has the final power. Leader has the final responsibility. Let's say Modi ji, right? Modi ji is a supreme leader of our democratic leadership. He has final responsibility to take the decision. Then, uh, in democratic leadership, one of the main aspects that happens is the leader can delegate the tasks. There are some farm laws that come into picture. There are some laws that government makes, right? So leader tries to maybe or may not be tries to delegate the task, right? But while doing the task, he uses his experience, he uses his skill set to do the task. This is the way you can talk about democratic leadership. And there's a third format of leadership, which is laissez-faire leadership. Have you heard about it? Laissez-faire leadership means you are going to do hands off, right? Whenever task that is given to you, you are acting as a freeloader, right? Let's say I am a laissez-faire leader. So if there's a task that is given to me, what I'm going to do, I'll put all these tasks on my team members. I'll put all the resources, I put all the information and tools to do the task. So I'm not doing the task, but I'm telling my team to do the task, right? I'm leading them. I'm giving the approach. I'm giving the plan. I'm giving the direction, vision, right? So this is how laser-phase leadership works, right? And this leadership definitely gonna helpful you once you join the corporate, because as an employer, you have to be skilled, you have to be creative, you have to motivated whenever there's a task that is given to you. You have to build a relationship with the manager, you have to build a relationship and independence with the person who is gonna help you, as well as you have to work with the people who are not productive. You have to motivate them, you have to uplift them. This is what laser phase leadership works. Now, fourth format of leadership is transformation, right? Transformation leadership is a kind of leadership where uh, businesses as well as different groups come together, right? They inspire different set of people as well team members, and they never thought of this person can do it, but the motivation and the logic as well as knowledge that they give. Let's say I'll give you example of Germany. What happened in Germany when Adolf Hitler was there, right? Though people were against him, but he motivated the people. He inspired these people. He told them that this is the bar that you have to set up. This is the achievements that you have to do it. That's how Germany has won medals in Olympics, right? So one of the most important aspect of transformational leadership is they try to make best out of their teammate, right? They consistently push them to do the task. So this is what you have to mention it, right? Transformative leadership also works in various parts of the world. They try to bring some change into the organization as well as people. Let's say I'll give you example of it. Indra Nooyi, who is the ex CEO of PepsiCo. So she was the boon, she was the fire behind the PepsiCo. She motivated team members. She told them that you should come across your comfort zone, and you can achieve whatever you are not achieved in your life. Right? So this is what you have to mention it whenever you ask regarding leadership. Then uh, see, next thing is yes. So whenever you're told to write an essay, right? Understand the topic very well. Don't push your topic very early, right? You can use the framework which I told you, STAR framework, XYZ framework. Then you can also mention, the most important framework here applies whenever you're writing essay is STAR, right? Then the dogs framework, BCG matrix. You have to write down that matrix, right? Even though you use that matrix in various domains such as marketing, finance, operation, HR, product management, consulting, I think you are good to go, right? Then sometimes very Wellinger asks you a lot when it comes to their college, right? How college is performing, MBA as a fresher or MBA as a work experience. So you have to use this framework while making the answers, right? Now I'll tell you how you have to start this, right? Capture attention with a compelling opening, right? Compelling opening means, let's say, if the topic is asked regarding sports, right? So your opening should be how sports plays a very important role in your life, the values which you're gonna get out of sports, right? You can also use quotes, right? Let's say I'll tell you some quotes. Champions keep playing until they get it right. Winning is not everything, but wanting is to win. Talent win games, but teamwork and intelligence wins championship. So this kind of course that you're gonna implement or use during your Wellinger interviews, as well as other interviews that you have, and essay writing, right? Then while making the answer, you have to make it crisp, clear, concise. If they are telling that you have to have 400 liner answer or words answer, don't make it 450, 500, though they have given time and space. Most of the time, people also try to make it short, like let's say 250 liner. So you don't have to make it out, right? Then if there's a essay that is asked like if you have become a leader for one day, right? So what you have to do, you talk about your leadership skills, You have to talk about once you get into leading a team, once you get into a zone where all the authority comes to you, right? So you have to talk, make answer according to that. Then let's say this, whenever this is a topic that is given to your career role, right? So what you have to do, you have to talk about short term goals and you have to you have to explain your long term goals. Let me give you one topic, right? uh, where do you see yourself 5 years down the line? That was the first topic that was given to you in Wellinger cycle 1. So you have to talk about in short term what you want to do. Your short term goal is to get into college, understand nuance of business, become a better version of yourself, and understand the program structure that is given there. Long term goal is to become a leader of any consulting firm. Then help the upcoming consultant who are going to join the organization. Started to start any entrepreneurship career, right? Manage people, change domains, right? Change domain in the sense if you're working for technology company or if you're working for as a management trainee, so you'll work there, but 2 to 3 to 5 to 6 years down the line, will change the domain. This is what you have to mention it, right? Then you talk about how MBA is one of the important aspects whenever you are doing career transition, right? Talk about what your domain that you wanted to choose. Let's say you wanted to get into marketing domain. Talk about role, brand manager, SEO analyst, then a marketing consultant, marketing analyst, content marketing, digital marketing, network marketing, social media marketing, all these things that you have to mention it. Talk about the company that you wanted to choose, right? Then show realistic fact and figure while making the essay answer, right? I'll tell you three things that you need to do while making WELINKAR essay. 20% is to body, 60%, 20% introduction, 60% body, 20% conclusion. So in the first 20%, talk about, give a brief idea about the topic, right? What I used to do, I used to start with any quote. Let's say every coin has two sides. One is the side that we are looking out, and second is the side we are not thought about it, right? So I have positives, negative, advantage, disadvantage of that point, and start with that, topic. In the 60% of the body, you have to mention fact, figure, data, stats. Then also mention how the topic relates to your personal experiences, professional experiences, right? Yeah, and in the type of conclusion, whenever you are asked regarding conclusion, right? Whatever you have mentioned it. Apart from that, take 1 or 2 points from the above essay, and you have to write it in your personal experiences. Like, according to the topic, I believe that this is what happens. This is the realistic situation, and this is that we should follow it, right? Where we are using 5 why framework. Utkarsh, Ayush, Yuvraj, Jaswan, do you know anyone like regarding 5 why framework?
It's something like what to do, why to do, when to do.
Okay, okay. Let's say I'll give you a basic idea, right? You are told to run through a red light. This red light, and you are told to run it, right? So you have to understand root cause of the problem. Why, what, when, right? Right? Let's say there's a machine that is present there, right? Machine got stopped. So you'll ask the first question, why? Why the machine got stopped? Was there overload? Was there no connection? Is the ball bearing of that machine is not working? If the pump that is present there, the lubrication pump is not working sufficiently, was the machine has become old? When was the machine got stopped, right? What are the precautions that we can do to start the machine? So this is what I used 5 why framework. Understood? Utkarsh, Ayush, Yuvraj, Jason.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Yeah. Then another thing that you need to keep in mind is, uh, see, I made this document according to the current trend that are happening there in the industry, right? So in Wellinger, I saw that there were NIA GDPIs. The interviewer are mainly focusing to leadership. I don't know why the topics are coming there, but we have to talk about, let's say leadership topic is given to you. We'll talk about the body, right? In essay, you mentioned what is leadership. You told the difference between leadership and manager. You talked about your personal experiences where you showed the leadership in your 10th, 12th, UG, right? So you have to also give example, right? How, let's say, Utkarsh has been leading a team from past 10 years in events committee, right? So you have to give example. In my organization, I was leading a events committee where I was responsible for helping a group of 10 to 15 people. And while leading a team, I learned the nuance of team management, people management, collaboration, working with different set of people, understanding the mindset, coming with a different point of view. And whenever this discussion happens in my events committee, I was the only one, or I was the one who is to take the lead, and I used to give a different point of view. So this is how you have to talk about it, right? Then you have to also mention while working with the team how your inputs has helped the team, right? How you handle the conflict, how you evolve your leadership day by day, year by year. This is what you have to mention it, right? There are some topics and essay topics which are coming there on your work experiments as well as your achievement. There was another topic which was asked in the Wellinger. The topic was, tell me the biggest achievement of yourself, right? Whenever you are asked regarding this topic, it could be any achievement of yourself. For me, biggest achievement is to start my own business. For Utkarsh, getting into Wellinkar might be a best achievement. For Ayush, cracking the IAMS can be a achievement, right? So, whenever you are talking about that achievement, talk about what you did, right? For colleges, you can mention about whatever college that you get into it, or the people who have worked in the industry. You can mention about your job experience, like getting a job and getting an Employee of the Month award could be my biggest achievement, right? Then to get that job or to get that college, what you did, right? Talk about the data fact figure here, which I mentioned. Means for if I was in place of you, I would have mentioned that I scored this much percentile in the examinations. Due to that, I got this college. To get that college, I worked how this hours, and while working with this, I have helped this much of people. I have worked as well as taken guidance from this person. So you are using data, fact, figure. This is the basic example that I have given to you, right? So whenever you are writing that essay, talk about the challenge. Let's say you're talking about your achievement. So getting Wellinger, one of the biggest challenges is the knowledge. The knowledge that I'm going to get, I was not having the basic resources. So I connected to MBA and filter. By connecting to MBA and filter, I got to know that what is the roadmap that I need to follow. Once I followed that roadmap, I again realized that I needed information from the person at every point. Let's say I cracked aptitude, then I got to know that there's a CSP test. But we were not familiar that how we follow the CSP test. Then we got to know one of the video regarding the MBA unfiltered. Post that, there were some issues that came to us. Just a second, guys. I'll stop it just a second. I'm just getting one call. Just a second. Yeah, am I audible, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Uh, yes. Yeah. So this is what you need to mention it uh, while making the essay for it, right? Then also you talked about while getting that college, what you experience, what you learned from it, right? Please mention all the important things whenever you are making that answer. There are some topics that you need to mention it. I'll talk about other things in the essay at the end of it. I'll take some topics, right, which you asked to the students in the Wellinger cycle one, so that you will have a basic idea. Uh, there were 3 to 4 topics that came to the students in Wellinger cycle one when it comes to an NIA GDPI in terms of caste. Do casteism in India is necessary or not? That was one of the topic. Second topic is how education plays a very important role when it comes to caste. Right. These are the 2 topics that were asked. So I thought I should make um, a essay topic regarding caste. Right. So whenever you are asked regarding casteism, right, talk about Indian casteism system. Right. How Indian casteism system works. Uh, we have casteism system from the past, from the ages, right? Can anyone tell me what are the castes that were present there in the history?
Kshatriya, Rudra,
Okay. Apart from this,
The Brahmin, Kshatri, and Vaishya, Sudra.
okay, I'll talk about the ancient times. There was one constant term, I would say, varna. Varna means the caste which were present before 1500 BC, right? So 1500 के पहले BC अपन 2000 में रह रहे, right? So the caste who were present before that, they're called varna, right? There was Vedas, Rig Veda, there were Brahmins. Brahmins means priests and scholars. Kshatriyas means warriors and rulers. Vaishya means merchants and farmers. And Shudras means laborers. So these were the four castes which were present in ancient times, right? So post that, these castes are divided into subcaste, right? Which is called jati. You can mention about this is how the caste are started in India. You can talk about the occupation of this caste, which I mentioned you, right? And you can talk about social status. In the past times, this was the social status of laborers, where they used to work. This the social status of warriors is to get into the field and work with different enemies. The social state of Brahmins is to understand Veda and teach to the people, right? So this is what you want to mention it whenever you are talking about caste system, right? Then you can talk about the current caste system, how it is evolved. It who was the founder of caste system in India, right? Gandhi, Mr. B.R. Ambedkar, right? He is one of the biggest social reformer who is the I would say architect of Indian current caste system, right? He has devolved the caste into different types, right? So you can mention all these things. Then whenever there's a topic that is given to regarding caste system, talk about how that caste system has been milled it out and how it is affecting our sociality, right? Let's say if I it happens in India, if I came from the top tier caste, I'll be having a lot of economic opportunities. I will be having a lot of growth opportunities. But if I came from lower caste, opportunities are very less. Talk about it. Then when Indian constituted the caste system was developed, there were a lot of policies were built by Mr. B.R.S. Ambedkar. There was reservation system came into the picture for marginalized committee, right? And due to that, if you have seen in IIMs, IITs, there are some reserve seats which are available there. So you can mention these instances or these examples whenever there's a topic coming to you regarding casteism, right? Uh, then talk about caste dynamics, right? In rural India, caste dynamics matter a lot as compared to urban India because in urban India people are so much educated, right? Talk about how casteism and caste representation works in workplaces as well as in various domains and status of your life, right? You might have seen in workplace casteism that much work, right? That doesn't work it out. But in samaj, in society, in community, caste matters a lot. People wanted to marry that person who is present in the same caste, right? Then talk about intercaste marriages. Can you tell me anyone from Yuvraj, Jason, Ayush, how intercaste marriages happen? Like how many percent of people do intercaste marriages? If I take it 140 crore population of India, Ayush, tell me in numbers: 10%, 5%, 2%.
2%.
20,
Okay, sorry, 30. That's a big number.
20.
like
20.
single
Okay,
digit. I guess something around 8 to 10%.
okay. Apart from this,
Sir, I think 2 to 5%.
yes, 2 to 2.5 to 3%. That is the intercaste marriage data according to in the Indian national government scheme, right? Intercaste. So, whenever you are talking about intercaste system or caste, talk about intercaste. Means there's a marriage that happens between individual belong to different caste, right? And the main motto of intercaste marriage, though people take it as in wrong way, but if you have a social integration, if you have a equality, if you have a acceptance in India, intercaste marriage is the best way, right? You know, intercaste marriage is also considered as one of the biggest impact of socialism, right? It acts as a symbol of social progress, right? And due to intercaste marriage, we can reduce the caste discrimination, which happens in India. Almost 10 to 12% of the cases in India filed on caste discrimination, right? So talk about intercaste marriage. Talk about how government is pushing towards intercaste marriage, right? In terms of Tamil Nadu, which I'm staying there, as well as Gujarat, there are some schemes which are available and came into the picture to encourage intercaste marriage, right? There's a financial assistance given to the couples, 2,000 rupees to 5,000 rupees, so that people, the social integration can be increased. I'll tell you some schemes which are implemented by government. Savitri by intercaste marriage assistance, right? This is given in Gujarat. Due to that, financial assistance is given to uh, people so that they can intercaste marriage between scheduled caste and other Hindus. Then there's another scheme which is implemented in Tamil Nadu, which is called Muthu Lakshmi Reddy Ninau intercaste marriage, right? So the main motto of this scheme is to boost and stay away from the discrimination which happens with the intercaste rural people, and again the assistance that is given to the people, right? So in that scheme, one spouse is taken from scheduled caste and one is taken from other caste, right? Maybe I would say lower caste, SC, STs. So this is how India plays it out when it comes to casteism, right? So this is what you have to mention it, right? Whatever I'm saying, guys, this is what you have to mention it. And all this casteism comes under Legal Act of India 1954, right? To have civil marriages. So they talk about data, where I mentioned regarding data, talk about social structure, how India works, right? Then whenever the topic that is came to you regarding casteism, talk about reservation meritocracy, right? uh, in India we have seen many times the people who are having lower caste, just because he was from that caste, he are getting admission to IITs, and the meritorious student from general category, he's still not getting that attention. He's not getting that IIT. He have to settle for low IIT with low kind of program. Why it is happening? It is because of the casteism, because of the system that is made by government. You can also mention it, right? Then whenever topics that is given to you regarding caste, talk about how caste plays a very important role, and the social media, how social media thinks about that casteism, right? Talk about NGO. There are a lot of NGOs in India which are working to have upliftment in the society, right? Then to reduce the debate regarding casteism, lot of actions are taken by so-called rich people, right? They are using this casteism as a basis to do the discrimination, right? They are, instead of empowering, they are discriminating, right? Then I have mentioned that uh, whenever topic given, right, talk about how religiousness plays a very important role regarding casteism, right? There are a lot of things that happen in the industry when it comes to religiousness. uh, I am from that caste, so I'll put my perspective. If there's a politician who is from Buddhist or is from ST category, he tries to use that caste to get the election, win the election, right? And he tries to give more opportunities to that person or to that caste. So this thing will definitely happen to you. The next topic that we will take is education. I'll tell you the topics that were asked to the students, which is here. I mentioned is this was the topic that came to students when it comes to WELINKAR, right? Future of artificial intelligence in education. So I noted out these are the 8 9 topics that you should prepare whenever you are going for the interview, as well as NIA, right? NIA is a school. In last year, this was the topic, I'll mention it, which was mentioned in NIA interviews, right? So first topic is importance of education nation building. Why we are taking education, right? We are taking education to help the marginalized people, to make an impact on the people who are working there, as well as help the clients who are working there and provide better solutions to their business, right? Second topic is evaluation of India's education system. the new education policy that came into the picture, it has literally evolved our education system. Can anyone tell me regarding new education policy? Do you have any idea regarding it?
It was
I used to.
implemented in 1991.
Okay. Okay. I'll let you know what new education policy says, right? Uh, there was a system in India which was 10 plus 2. 10 plus 2 means 10वीं तक पढ़ाई करो प्लस 12वीं, राइट? पर न्यू एजुकेशन सिस्टम में वैसा नहीं है. 5वीं तक पढ़ाई प्लस 3 years vocational study plus 3 years skill based learning plus 4 years of job, right? So this is what new education policy says. The new education policy focuses a lot when it comes to early education. There was a survey conducted by ET Money which shows that in India, early education is not given to the people and it is literally affecting the child education, right? So, according to new education policy, we'll focus on the child education literacy as well as we should teach little bit about numbers, little bit about numeracy. So this is what new education policy says. New education policy also focus on holistic development, right? It focuses on 21 century skills, such as problem solving, decision making, learning the new digital tools, understanding the different type of content that evolves, right? New education policy also focus on experiential learning, right? Where people should go to different institutes, experience the things that are present there, and become better version of yourself. A new education policy also talks about vocational learning, right? Vocational learning starts from class 5, class 6, and it also includes internships that students should do internships after class 8 to class 10, right? um, New education policy focuses on literacy, that students should be literate at the early age so that they'll do the basic calculation, they'll do the basic operations, right? And the motto of new education policy was to assess education to each and every person, people who are who are having a disabilities in their life, right? New education policy also focuses to them. The more motto was to new education policy is to have a inclusive education practices to the people. New education policy also focuses on a lot of research. That's why new AI labs that come into the picture. Government has established 100 AI lab in the top IITs and NITs. Then in India, we have different languages at different states, right? So you can have your education into the national language, which is Hindi, then English as well as your mother language. Whatever your mode of medium of instruction that you can have your early years of education. But post that, you can have education in the English. A new education policy also focuses on assessment, right? You know what happens in the education that we focuses only on ratta maro system, but this is not working, right? New education policy focuses on there will be some assessment that will be happening to you through your quizzes, through your personality, through your interaction with the people, right? It also focuses on technology. New education policy says that uh, you should learn different type of technology. You should increase your exposure to different domains. This is what new education policy says. Then another topic is skill-based education, which I mentioned here. Skill-based education means you should learn about different skills. Right now, communication, articulation, right? Whenever you're talking to the people, you should learn about the importance of listening skills. So these are the basic skills. These are the topics that come into the picture, right? Whenever there's a topic that comes to you, which is higher education, which is vocational training, right? So you can talk about MBA. MBA is a kind of higher education. Vocational training means you'll learn the basics of the business, and this tech training will be very handy in terms of your future career, right? Then the important topic, future of artificial intelligence in education. This was the topic that came to the students in WELINKAR Cycle 1, right? So what does that mean? Artificial intelligence is a branch of computer science that deals with data. Artificial intelligence works in various domains: marketing, finance, operation, HR, product management, consulting, right? AI can be implemented so that AI can work according to the input. Let's say ChatGPT. ChatGPT में क्या होता है? जैसे transformer and there's a रिसीवर, ट्रांसफॉर्मर को आप डेटा देते हो कि मुझे टेल मी हाउ आई कैन बिकम अ बेटर वर्जन ऑफ माई सेल्फ। तो चैट जीपीटी क्या करता है, जितने भी लोगों के रिस्पॉन्सेस है वो लेता है एंड देन ही विल गिव द आउटपुट। दिस इज हाउ एआई वर्क्स, right? You can talk about AI robots. AI robots have been implemented in various stores in Japan, right? So it is literally cutting down the cost of employees. Another thing that you can mention when it comes to education is in USA, most of the people are using LLM models in terms of artificial intelligence. These LLM models are helping them in terms of assignments. Most of the assignments that are given to the students, they are doing it by using that LLM models, and they are also using it in terms of sports. So there are some LLM models which are helping the athletes to educate. Uh, let's say in USA, NBA is one of the important sports. So what is the range of that ball that they should put into the goal? What should be the fitness of the athlete? How that athlete can earn money? All these things are told by AI. And how this AI is working? It is working on the model of LLM. This is what you can mention it. Then here are the topics that I made it out from last 3 4 days. Role of private and public instruction. Just go to Google and take this topic: exam oriented learning, importance of financial literacy, or the topic was gender disparity. So this parity, this was one of the important aspect that was asked to the students in 2023 Wellinger GDPIs, right? So gender disparity means you are discriminating with different genders, right? In India, male and female are taken as different genders, but there's a third gender, right? Which is called Pride Month. Like for this gender, the Pride Month also happened, right? Bisexual is also one of the gender, so you can consider it. So talk about whenever this topic comes to you, you know how different countries take. In USA, third gender is not accepted. Why? Because their laws are taken only male and female is taken. But in India, we accept third gender. We value them, right? So this is how you have to talk about it. So I'll share this PDF, guys. आपको क्या करना है? You have to take each and every topic, take 5 to 10 points of each and every topic, and ratta maro first of all. Second thing is read it out. Like let's say the topic is given climate change. Why climate change is happening? What are the options that are present there? How global warming works in terms of climate change changing in India? What are the states who are most polluting states? Delhi is one of the state. How government is taking measures. Whenever you are going for GD, use PESTEL framework. Whenever you are going for essay, use PESTEL: political, economical, technological, social, logical, and ethical. So how your environment is thinking about the problem, how logically you are thinking about the topic, how politically government is taking the measures, how legal frameworks are present there in the industry regarding these topics, right? So this is what all you have to mention it whenever you are going for essay, right? So I think, guys, we almost done with the 40 minutes. We'll stop it today.